Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be taking you through the exact cover letter that I used which helped me secure my summer internship at Goldman Sachs in the finance division. I hope that you can make something similar to this for your cover letter and really increase your chance of getting that summer internship at Goldman Sachs. Before we begin, it's really important to note that a standard cover letter is usually 1 page long and it has the following format as you will see on screen now. So as you can see, you usually have your personal details and your address on the right hand side there at the top. And below that, you have the details of the recruiter that you're sending your cover letter to. If you don't have the details of the recruiter, you usually put the organization address right here. After this, you then have 3 distinct paragraphs which explain why you've applied to the company, why you've applied to this specific role, and why the organization should specifically hire you. However, because the Goldman Sachs cover letter is only limited to 300 words, the format can really vary here compared to the traditional format. So while I still try to cover the 3 sections of why the company, why the role, and why they should hire me, these sections are sort of mixed together and they don't really have distinctive paragraphs. And so to explain my cover letter, I'll highlight the different sections in different colors so it's really easy to see how I'm covering all 3 sections in the different paragraphs. Okay, so let's get straight into the cover letter. The first paragraph immediately starts with me mentioning the name of a specific colleague that I'd spoken to at a Bright Networking Festival about all of the different sustainability initiatives that are run by Goldman Sachs as a company. I then backed that up with evidence about my own knowledge of sustainability at the business by talking about how I've read the sustainability report and the fact that I was really interested in the 10K small businesses initiative that Goldman Sachs have been running for the last few years. Finally, I then mentioned how I've incorporated this initiative in my own life, by becoming a quantitative economics tutor in this case. This paragraph helps the recruiters to understand lots of different things about me. So first of all, me meeting somebody at a networking event shows that I'm proactive. I've actually gone out of my way to speak to people to really understand, things about the company, and it shows that I've done my due diligence in understanding the company and then specifically choosing to apply to this company compared to its competitors. After this, the fact that I've read the sustainability report again shows that I've done my research on the company. I know about the things that the company is involved in, and it again not only just makes me look proactive, but it makes me look really prepared and invested in the company. Finally, the last part about me integrating that initiative in my own life by, becoming a quantitative economics tutor and trying to help other people really just shows that, I'm really embedding myself in the values of Goldman Sachs and that we have values that align. This again helps me, show the recruiter that I'm really invested in the company and that if I was chosen for an internship at this company, I would be really successful as the values are aligned with the company. The next paragraph then starts off with me talking a little bit about myself and the interesting modules I'm studying at university. So in my case, this was quantitative economics and data analysis, which gave me that flair for numbers and the quantitative analytical skills that I would then be using in a corporate treasury function of an investment bank. I then move on to the next part where I start talking about some of the job description. So I mentioned that, the role involves calculating where financial resources can be deployed to maximize profitability depending on risk appetite. And this was taken directly from the job description, showing that, I've researched this role, answering the question of why I've applied for this specific role. I then followed this statement from the job description up with an example of how I added value at a previous internship where I was a wealth management intern, and I talk about the fact that I'm capable of adding value at a financial services organization. I also talk about some of the skills that I gained through the experience, such as problem-solving skills, which again are transferable to any role and would definitely be transferable to the corporate treasury function. You can actually take this one step further by giving an example that's more quantitative. So for example, you could talk about how something that you did for a previous experience, a previous company or previous internship, and how you added value by doing something really quantitative. So for example, this could be that you helped the company save a specific amount of time or a specific amount of money. And by you being there, you've added that value, and without you, they couldn't have done this. The more quantitative the example, the better it looks, as it really helps quantify your impact at the previous organization, and it shows how important you can be to your next organization. Finally, moving into the last paragraph, I then talk about another colleague that I'd met from the business at a careers fair, and basically the fact that they taught me a little bit more about treasury than I'd known previously before I met them. By mentioning someone that I've spoken to, again, the second person in this case, shows that, I've really done my due diligence in knowing different people from the organization and really assessing whether the organization is for me before applying. So it answers the question on why I've applied to this specific organization. After this, I then leveraged the job description by mentioning the fact that, the role involves working with the securities division to execute funding strategies, showing that I've researched the role and I've applied for this role specifically because I'm really passionate about it. So again, it answers the question on why this role specifically, and it's a really easy thing to do because you can just leverage this job description and talk about how you're passionate about achieving that. After this, I lastly end by answering the question on why the company by going through a few of my chosen qualities, like my strong work ethic and my analytical mindset. That brings us to the end of my cover letter. Overall, I hope you can see how I've tried to answer those 3 key questions that you'd answer in a traditional cover letter. So, why the organization, why the specific role, and why they should hire you in a very different format, because the Goldman Sachs cover letter is only 300 words long. I hope that, you can use this format to try and help you land your summer internship at Goldman Sachs. If you found this video useful, please hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.